a rant about delusional people. You know, I just got a comment on one of my videos. Sorry, not my videos. I wish. In a comment I made in a video where when I spoke about the TCA, because it was also mentioned, and someone said something like, I can't even remember the words because it was so stupid, but it was something like, with the UK joining the CPT something and the growing economies of the CPT, soon the CPT whatever will be the biggest trading bloc, and with the UK being a member, we will take revenge on the EU or some stupid thing like that. For me, the comment was just stupid, and emotionally it really did not did nothing. It really ignored it, but it was the sheer envy, ignorance and stupidity and delusional behavior behind that question, behind that comment, sorry. And I wonder, how can a person be so naive, ignorant economically, ignorant socially, ignorant politically, and parade around like if that person had all the knowledge in the world. Because it's really odd how a person can be that delusional. Because do these people understand geographically where are the members of the CPT? If someone would talk about BRICS, for example, well, BRICS can become a strong actor in the world, and not because of Russia, of course. Russia is a dead duck. Russia is the remnant, carcass of a Soviet Union that was never that great to start with. And so is the US. I think what will happen is that Europe finally has to come to the conclusion that it cannot trust the US and it has to fend for itself. And that is another reason why the UK will inevitably drift into the same place where all the countries in Europe are drifting, and that is the EU. And you can mark my words, you can write them down. Now, what type of EU it will be, that I cannot know, because it will evolve. In fact, it's evolving every year. Every year the EU turns into something more complete and something that grows. And not even this Putinesque adventure in the East will change that. I don't know how the Ukraine war will end, but however it ends, it's a death sentence for Russia. For this Russia, at least. I'm not saying that Russia cannot also evolve and turn into something else. My predictions is, and I hope I am right, is that Russia will retreat into its own borders and become some kind of North Korea superversion of Mars. And with the population drop due to this war and the people that flee the country, it will even become more of a, I don't want to say the word wasteland, but a country without much importance, because even the natural resources of Russia like oil, gas, they will become obsolete. Because you must also have no doubts about this. With climate change and with the catastrophes we are witnessing right now, the need to literally abolish fossil fuels will become inevitable. It will become inevitable because it will come to a time that the effects will be so apparent there will be no running away from it. And all these people run around supporting big oil. You know what they are doing? They are just giving those companies time to monopolize the new energy sources. This is what is in question here. It's the transfer of funds, the transfer of money. These companies are so powerful, they can move pieces in a chessboard in order to conserve their power and their money. And they can do this because their power and their money is related to politicians, to lawmakers. But the issue here is that those companies, most of those companies, they have connections or have their headquarters or whatever you want to call it in the US. And the US is declining quickly, very quickly. And it won't be some exterior factor that will end the US as we know it. It will be the US itself. And now, Europe is facing this dilemma that it really has to unite in a military and political united front. It's inevitable. It has to happen because it's either that or extinction. Extinction, pure and simple. And since no living creature wants to cease to exist, logic tells me this is what will happen. So I suspect that you will turn into something else, but it will always be the project born after World War II to rebuild Europe. But now we find that the same forces that tear Europe apart, and I'm not saying it was not Europe's fault, but those two forces, the Americans and the Russians, that basically split Europe and turned us into client states of each bloc. Some were client states of the Americans, others were client states of Russia in the form of the USSR. We think they are only doing us harm, and we need to get rid of them. We need to get rid of the US, and we need to get rid of Russia. And I'm not saying we are going to destroy US, we are going to destroy Russia. No. All Russia has to do is go back into its borders. And it's a European country. So in the future, if it becomes a decent place with normal people, it can even join us. Because there is that cultural affinity. But in the American country, in the American continent, no. The US is something completely different from us. People say, oh, they are Westerns and their culture. No. Ever since they elected Trump, ever since the Americans elected Trump and the Russians supported Putin, there is this inevitable conclusion that neither the US or neither the Russia are similar to us. They are utterly different. They are separate entities. They have become these. Russia, it's that tin, rusted iron giant still trying to say I'm big, and it's throwing waves and waves of people. And I think the Russians still have not understood that, however the war in Ukraine ends, whatever happens, however the war, no matter how the borders are defined, Russia will always lose. In fact, Putin lost when the first tank crossed the border of Ukraine. And the US now elected a clown, a corrupt one. And if the election of Bush Jr. was already a big hit on the US's reputation, this guy is going to end it. And the consequences are already happening all around us. Movements. And this will mean troubles to Europe. This will mean a very heavy rearmament. And who knows in what the euro will be. Because it will have to rearm itself. It will have to create an army. It's already running on steroids, the idea of the army. And all of this makes me fear even more, because I fear stupidity, makes me fear even more stupid people and stupid comments like the one I told you about. And this was my rant. Thank you for listening. Bye.